Welcome everyone to the second ever episode of the Jester Says podcast, the sort of weekly gaming podcast in where I run through all the latest news in the gaming industry, and we'll talk about a couple of topics each week as well. I'm Jester, a.k.a. Rhys. Call me whatever you want. I go by pretty much what anyone says. Thank you for tuning in. That's it for the intro, I think. Maybe I'll flesh that out a bit more as time goes on. I'd like to keep it kind of short and sweet. This is who I am. This is what the podcast is. Let's jump into it. So our first section is called What's New, and that's where I run through all the latest news. So in terms of what is the latest currently, E3 2021. That just happened last weekend. We had a huge glimpse into what to expect from the gaming world over the coming couple of years, I guess. Whereas before it would probably be more towards this year. I feel we know a bunch of titles that are coming not just in 2021, but 2022, 23, 24, probably even 25 with some of these titles that they've announced. So not even just this year, maybe they announced them last year, but still probably not going to be ready until or for another couple of years. So just going to run through sort of what we've seen then, I guess, throughout the entire sort of E3 festivities that started, I feel, with Summer Game Fest. I'm going to run through a bunch of the titles, anything that's sort of worth maybe stopping for. I'll give a brief sort of kind of chat about. Let me just double check. I need to check one date. This is what happens when you kind of like doing things a little on the fly, a little pre-planned. Okie dokie. So Summer Game Fest, we got a look at Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which we would see them for another couple of times throughout the weekend. Really looking forward to that. Quite exciting. A new sort of take on the Borderlands universe. It's a more fantasy setting. Looking forward to it. Then we had 2 Point Camper. I'm not listening to everything, mind. There's more than noteworthy ones, or at least the stuff that I was definitely kind of looking forward to. There would be full comprehensive lists online in the universe somewhere. So 2 Point Campus, another game really looking forward to. We had a glimpse into Call of Duty Season 4, which launched, well, Thursday just gone on the 17th. Among Us updates, we had a look at Lost Ark, which is this MMO, this free-to-play MMO coming to I think PC and consoles, and that just looks absolutely gorgeous. Then Jeff Goldblum arrived and was like, "Ooh, take a look at Jurassic World Evolution 2." We had Hideo Kojima give us a glimpse at the Death Stranding director's cut. Metal Slug Tactics, Evil Dead the game, that looked quite fire. Sort of a Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th sort of 4v1 type game. Absolutely looks like something that I want to play. Can't wait. And then they ended the show with Elden Ring, the probably most hype, most anticipated game for the last couple of years, from the mind of George R.R. Martin and Miyazaki. Miyazaki, of course, known for his Souls-like games, or well, these Souls games, not the Souls-like. You know, he basically makes them. So that's the latest in the From Software development studio. That's the one where everyone's just like losing their goddamn minds. We had a quite a look into the world, what to expect story-wise, and I think the most surprising thing was the release date. Elden Ring, I could have swore, was this one where it was like is years away. Well, it's coming 21st of January 2022, and that got a lot of people quite happy, and good for them. It might not be the game I'm looking forward to. We'll find out. I will probably play it and make my mind up from there. I'm not really a Souls person. Don't like difficulty in my video games. I prefer a nice, chill, easy experience unless I'm playing competitive multiplayer, and then I rage. But it is what it is. After that, we had, I don't know whether to talk about this one, Koch Prime Time, the infamous one, which just the people just talked for way too damn long. A lot of good games. Shame we didn't get to see much of those games. But running through the quick list here, new Painkiller game, The Chant, Kingdom Come Deliverance coming to Switch, Codename Final Form, that looks good, Dolmen, King's Bounty 2, Scars Above, Encased, Echoes of the Ends, The Lost Star Crew, and my personal favourite of the bunch, Payday 3, still coming, 2023, and we'll talk about more about Payday a bit later on. Yeah, Moon Kitty in the chat instantly knows, nope, 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 Koch, nope, bad Koch, don't do that again. Figure out how to do a event like that and come back. After that, we had the IGN Expo, which gave us a huge chunk of trailers and games, and this might be a more comprehensive rundown. I'll just sort of run through it. So we had Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, World War Z Aftermath, which is DLC, Audio Clash Battle of the Bands, Core Keeper, Bramble the Mountain King, Survival Machine, Blacktail, Mortal Shell the Virtuous Cycle, which is another DLC, Death's Gambit Afterlife, Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions, The Forgotten City, Unbound Worlds Apart, Splitgate, which I do want to give it a shout out, is this sort of Halo slash Portal team-based shooter. Really looking forward to that. Can't wait to play it with all my friends. Black Skylands, Skatebird, another game that I can't quite wait for. We've known about Skatebird for what feels like forever now. And I mean, skateboarding birds. What more could you want out of a video game? That is as video game gets. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, Ollie Ollie World, Sifu, Streets of Rage 4, Martha is Dead, Inculinati, Disciples Liberation, Unpacking, Broken Pieces, Wild West Dynasty, Chernobylite, which I feel like we see Chernobylite probably in every conference, maybe not every conference, but close enough, it feels like. Broken Pieces, Wild West, I've already said those, Haunted Space, Arborea, and Steel Rising. So a huge list of games, and we haven't even got to the sort of main conferences that everyone's kind of was waiting for. Okie So I'm going to give a bit more time to the main showcases and conferences. Bear with, need a little refreshment. So we got Rainbow Six Extraction from Ubisoft Forward coming September 16th. After that, we had Rocksmith Plus. That's coming later this year as well. I can't remember the date. Bear with. Rocksmith Plus. 31st of October. I thought it was the end of September, October, one of which. Then we had Riders Republic coming September 2nd. Rainbow Six Siege trailer for Thunderbird. Updates for live titles like For Honor, The Crew 2, Brawlhalla, Watch Dogs, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Just Dance 2022 coming November 4th. Little glimpse into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I look at Mythic Quest and Werewolves Within. Mythic Quest being the Apple TV show, Werewolves Within being a film coming out. Far Cry 6 coming October 2nd with Far Cry Blood Dragon 3. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope 2022. And I say 2022, that's when it's coming. And the sort of one more thing announcement from them being Avatar Frontiers of Pandora coming 2022 from Massive Entertainment, the team behind The Division, who are also the ones working on that open world Star Wars game, which I feel that's the game that's going to be a few years away. Avatar coming out next year, which then leads me to think they can then pool their resources more into Star Wars, and then that'll probably be maybe a 2024 type deal, if I had to guess. Maybe 25. Hopefully sooner. But that's it. After the Ubisoft Forward, we had Devolver Digital with their usual brand of straight up weirdness. Oh, Dry Games with a little Riders Republic fire in the chat. So, Riders Republic, okay, I'm excited for that. I was surprised it gave a good trailer, and I think it benefited from the delay more than perhaps a lot of the other games. So, what I say by that, when we were looking at Riders Republic, a year ago, maybe more than a year ago, it didn't quite look as fully fleshed out it don't look quite as fun with all its game modes and what have you, whereas it now looks more like this arcade kind of mashup of loads of different game modes that you can kind of just jump in with your friends. Quite exciting, can't wait for that. But my key one from Rainbow Six, from the Ubisoft Forward, would be Rainbow Six Extraction. Absolutely, positively hyped for that. Yep, the director of the massive entertainment studio has sort of left. That's something I didn't quite catch before jumping on, so I'll have a little bit of a research into that if I can. Um, so look, yeah. So just reading this off of PC Gamer. So Ubisoft Star Wars and Avatar studio boss steps down. So Massive Entertainment, also known as Ubisoft Massive, big studio with a lot going on. It's currently developing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game, all while maintaining The Division 2. That's why it's potentially a pretty big deal that managing director David Polfelt is stepping down on July 1st. And then a little statement from Paul Felt. 17 years ago, I joined a small Malmo-based indie studio in a role that the founder defined as Mr. Fix-It. Little did I know what roller coaster it would become. When we signed for Star Wars and finally completed our beautiful build in Eden in 2020, I felt an overwhelming sense of completion, as if I had achieved everything I once dreamed of. He isn't actually leaving the company, however. After taking a 6-month sabbatical, he will return to Ubisoft in a new strategic role. According to an Axios report, his replacement of Massive has already been chosen, but hasn't been named yet because of some kind of legal arrangement with their current employer. So nothing too sort of worrying as far as I'm concerned. Just means new studio boss might be, they'll just come in, they'll see what everything's going like, and who knows whether stuff will change. I guess time will tell with that. So moving on to the Devolver Digital uh, conference thing. So they had Shadow Warrior 3, which looks really good. Trek to Yomi, Phantom Abyss, another title that looks almost like this sort of Death Runner game where you just run into and try and survive a bunch of booby traps. Indiana Jones style. Love it. Wizard with a Gun, Death's Door, Inscription, Demon Throttle, and Devolver Tumble Time. Um, all that looking, pretty good. Not my cup of tea. I'm not much of an indie gamer. It depends, if it has a really good story or art style that I'm kind of into, then I dig it. But for me, it's more of a lack of time and money, I guess, to try and get through all the games that catch my attention. We had the Gearbox E3 showcase after that, with Tribes of Midgard, July 27th, coming to PlayStation and Steam. Godfall arriving on PS4, August 10th. We had a little look into the Borderlands movie, a bunch of Homeworld kind of teasers and that for Homeworld 3, Homeworld Remaster Collection, and they gave us another look at Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So moving swiftly on from that, because the Gearbox one was another one. If you didn't watch it, you're lucky, basically. And now for the big one. One of the big ones, I suppose. But the big one in terms of just pure content and epicness. 90 minutes for the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. So, let's run through everything. So, there are 30 titles, 27 in Xbox Game Pass. instantly more or less at the beginning of the show, straight after the first game, they were like, look, 30 titles, 27 come to Game Pass. They set the promise like, look, we are investing in an Xbox Game Pass. This is what you can expect for the rest of the year and even beyond. And boy, was it a good show. Really good show. As soon as the sort of lights kicked in, Starfield was the first game to take center stage. Todd Howard came out, kind of give us a little bit of a talk, and then said, look, you're Starfield. Um, Complete with a release date of November 11th, 2022. Xbox exclusive. Instantly dropping that pipe bomb to say, look, this is the question on everyone's mind. Is Starfield going to be exclusive? Well, yes, it is, and it's coming next year, and it'll be D1 with Game Pass. So as long as you got Game Pass, you don't pay an extra fee. Absolutely brilliant. Then we had, well, I say then, a lot of this isn't quite in chronological order, but I'll try and remember the order of it all. So next up we did have Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. That's coming out the 28th of April 2022. Excited for that. Looks great. Looks a sort of more Stalker then, but is a more realistic, kind of gritty, dark shooter along the lines of something like Escape from Tarkov. We had Back for Blood coming October 12th, also on Game Pass, and that was the big one where it's like, oh, okay, this is another third-party kind of publisher that are going, look, we got this multi-platform game, but it's going to be on Game Pass day one. So you can expect where most of the player base is going to be, at least on launch day, maybe even then after launch day and beyond. But that's the one where it's like, okay, so this is the next Outriders, what have you, where this third-party publisher is like, right, let's see what Game Pass is all about. Gives us something to look forward to for the month of October anyway. Really hyped for that. Next we had what I assume was Project Typhoon finally be unveiled from Xbox Game Studios and Avalanche Studios. This co-op open world smuggler game by the sounds of it, called Contraband. It was only a brief sort of CGI trailer. It'll be interesting to see what actually comes of it. We had a look at Sea of Thieves. June 22nd, A Pirate's Life come in, and this is the Sea of Thieves cross Pirates of the Caribbean event, sort of DLC thing. Looks awesome. As soon as it came out, it was like, okay, that might get me back into playing Sea of Thieves. Yakuza coming to Game Pass, and what I mean by that is the entire mainline Yakuza games. So, including Like a Dragon. So if you've been sleeping on this series, jump in, perfect time to do so. Battlefield 2042, we had a bit of a gameplay trailer. That's coming out October 22nd and was one of the 3 titles not coming to Game Pass, along with Far Cry 6 coming October 7th. We also had 12 Minutes. We've seen that quite a few times from Annapurna Interactive, and that's coming out August 9th. Then Psychonauts 2 coming out August 25th, finally a release date. Had a brief update on sort of Doom Eternal coming June 29th with the XS upgrade. Fallout 76 stuff, so Steel Rain coming July 7th, along with the Pit Expeditions in 2022. We had a brief look at ESO. 1 second, need a drink. Party Animals come in 2022, also to Xbox Game Pass. Hades, August 13th, coming to Game Pass. Somerville in 2022 for Xbox Game Pass. Diablo 2 as the third game not coming to Game Pass. And that's on the 23rd of September. So it's Diablo 2 Resurrected, I think is the full title. Remaster of the second in the Diablo series. 23rd of September 2021. We had A Plague Tale Requiem 2022 released Xbox Game Pass. Slime Rancher 2 2022 Xbox Game Pass. Shredders December 2021, Xbox Game Pass. Atomic Heart, no release date. Atomic Heart was this absolutely weird, wild trailer. I would say absolutely take a look at it. I mean, absolutely beyond. Like, let's have a look. See if I can bring it up. If I can try and find it. Right. So if I go to large cam, or small cam. So instantly just looking at it is like, it almost has this kind of Wolfenstein Fallout kind of look, and then it just goes absolutely crazy with this weird music. I'm not playing the music currently on the stream, but take a look at it and you'll see exactly what I mean. It is absolutely just. It was one of those out of left field ones which was like, what the hell is this? And we still barely know anything about it. But yeah, crazy. After that, then I'll just get my thing back up. Which one? Really? The third Word document I have to bring up is the one I needed. Kidoki. So after Atomic Heart, we had Replaced, also coming 2022 to Xbox Game Pass. Grounded, we had a look at the Shroom and Doom update, that's coming June 30th. Among Us, coming to consoles June 15th, but coming to Xbox at a later time that they've got to kind of give us the date of. That'll be on Game Pass. Iron Chronicle, 100 Heroes and Rising come in 2023 and 2022 respectively. The Ascent come in July 29th, also on Xbox Game Pass. Age of Empires 4, we finally had the release date, October 24th. That's on Game Pass, but only for PC. It's not come to console. The Outer Worlds 2 finally got revealed, and I say finally, it hasn't been that long since Outer Worlds 1, but it's something that I was like, I really wanted the second game, and they've given us the second game. I don't know how they're going to do Grounded, Avowed, and the Outer Worlds 2 all at once, but fair play to the team of Obsidian. They're putting in the work and they giving some good stuff. One second, my dog is being a bit whimpery as usual when I'm trying to record a damn podcast. Okie dokie. After the Outworlds 2, Microsoft Flight Sim coming July 27th with a free expansion that's a look at Top Gun Maverick. It'll basically include fighter jets into the game. One thing I missed out earlier on was the fact that Halo Infinite, we had a brief look at the sort of story trailer and then a good look at multiplayer. One second. Don't be mean to my child. I'm not being mean to your child, but literally I'm trying to podcast and both times just trying to whimper asking for something. Yeah, Halo Infinite. So they've said Halo is coming holiday 2021. No firm release date, and I think that's because they just absolutely want to make sure that they're going to get it right before they give that sort of final release date. That's fine, just get it done and up to a high standard. Take your time wherever you need. Halo is certainly one of my most anticipated now, especially after all the E3 stuff we saw, because we've also seen it at the Showcase Extended, where they gave us another little look into what we can expect. Yeah, Halo is coming back. Just hope it'll be that nice return to form. Then we had the unveil of Forza Horizon 5. That's coming November 9th. And I think for the first time, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm not a racer guy, but Forza Horizon 5 looks incredibly fun. Can't wait to jump in with all my friends into all those parties kind of races. That's the kind of stuff I like anyway. I don't like realistic driving games. I like your arcadey style racing games, and this looks like the one to kind of fill the gap in my genre list, I guess. And then towards the end of the showcase, Phil Spencer came out, done a little sort of a bit of speech, and done one of the sort of one of those things where it just felt like it was a flex on a flex on a flex, because he was like, look, we showed you Starfield, one of the most anticipated RPGs um, currently in gaming. We also have the sort of best RPG storytellers working on, Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, The Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, Fable, Elder Scrolls 6, and it's like, whoa, okay, yeah, you've got all the RPGs coming up. Um, he sort of spoke about Halo Infinite, and then said that joins the sort of list of iconic Xbox shooters like Wolfenstein, Gears of War, Perfect Dark, and Doom. And it's like, oh shit, yeah, they've got RPGs, they've got shooters. And then he's mentioned, look, we've just unveiled Forza, we got Forza Horizon as well as Forza Motorsport. And to be honest, yeah, when it comes to racing, shooters, and RPGs, I think Xbox have got it. They've got that, you know, they've got the IP, they've got the series, they've got the franchise, and they've got the studios behind them. Whereas Sony is more, I suppose, action adventure games and maybe platformers. Xbox is RPG, shooters, and racers. In terms of what I feel, they've got the best of the best in that bunch. Just outstanding. And then delivered one of the most, what I feel, one of the best one more things in terms of what he was talking about. And then he was like, look, before I go, there's one more thing. And the kind of, you heard the music kind of drop a little. Um, Obviously, it wasn't like this massive out of this world announcement, but it was nice where he was like, look, it's one more thing. Check out this brand new game from the Arcane team of Bethesda. It turned out it was Project Omen, which is now what we know as Redfall, and the big surprise coming summer 2022, and obviously coming to Xbox Game Pass. Huge. So that's 27 titles come to Xbox Game Pass at least. That's just the stuff they announced. Obviously, there'll be a lot more coming, and hopefully, we'll have some more showcases. Um, maybe they go more than, maybe they go to the more kind of Nintendo route of delivering maybe just a couple showcases, even if they just do two showcases a year, something like that. It'll be a bit more something that we can kind of look forward to. Okie After the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, we had Square Enix Presents. So they already said, look, we're going to have this world premiere from Eidos Montreal. Turns out it is the rumored and leaked game, Guardians of the Galaxy. The big surprise, however, it's coming this year, October 26th, to basically all platforms, including Nintendo Switch. Didn't know the Nintendo Switch part until the Nintendo Direct, but fair play, it looks a bunch of fun. Single player Marvel Guardians game. So it almost feels like Avengers is the co-op one, but Guardians is the your single player adventure that you can jump into, because they look more or less kind of the same in terms of aesthetic, visual design, that kind of stuff. Hopefully it'll land maybe it'll have a hero's landing rather than um, what happened to Marvel Avengers. And I enjoy Avengers, or did enjoy Avengers, but obviously it didn't launch the best. Had Legend of Mana coming June 24th. That wasn't a reveal. We knew about that anyway. I look at Final Fantasy. Well, I say a look. They basically just said Final Fantasy 1 to 6 getting a pixel remaster, whatever the hell that is, to Steam and mobile. That was one of those moments where I was like, really? Why? And what I mean by why is it not coming to the Nintendo Switch? What are you doing? But see how that goes. I had a look at Avengers War for Wakanda. That's the expansion that's going to bring in Black Panther, and they sort of kind of said, look, there is more in the development plan along the way. Had a look at some mobile stuff, so Hitman Sniper, Nier Reincarnation, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius stuff, and then Final Fantasy 7 First Soldier, which is coming 2021. Babylon's Fall then from Platinum Games and Square Enix. That's still coming to PS5, PS4, and Steam. No sort of mention of release date. Might still be a ways off. Didn't quite look as visually impressive as I guess we were expecting, but into game development, a lot of the final polish it comes at the end of development. So who knows? Maybe it's just it didn't show well. Maybe it'll play a lot better closer to release. Had a look at Life is Strange Remastered Collection coming September 30th. Life is Strange True Colors coming September 10th. And then their one more thing was Final Fantasy Origin Stranger of Paradise, or Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, coming 2022. It's more of an action RPG, more akin to something like Devil May Cry, I guess. We had a demo drop as well for PS5. Now I got to play the demo. I really enjoyed it. Some of the design aspects I'm a bit kind of weary of in terms of character design and what have you. It almost looks like people have just been plucked out of different worlds and just thrown in. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, see how it plays out. I'm looking forward to it regardless. More Final Fantasy in my life, especially more of like it fills that void. So you get your classic RPGs, your JRPGs and all that in the series, but then it's nice to break them up with kind of these other sort of glimpses into the world with different gameplay mechanics and what have you. Can't wait. Then we had so I'm not going to spend too much time on these next, if any. I'm just going to say, look, there was the PC Gaming Show and the Future Game Show. Both brought an absolute ton of announcements. I'm just going to skim the list to see if there's anything I feel. So Naraka Blade Point, which is this awesome kind of feudal Japan looking battle royale game. That's something I think you should probably look into. I had a look at Chivalry 2. Galencourt is the new map coming, apparently sooner than we think. A lot more in the pipeline. Apparently the game itself will effectively double in size once all is said and done. What else do we have? Orcs Must Die 3 coming July 23rd. Lemniscate coming August 3rd. That's another game that I'm eagerly anticipated. A sort of is this weird turn-based shooter then. You get a certain amount of time to do something, then your enemies get a certain amount of time to do something. It's weird, but absolutely can't wait. What else did we have from them? A bunch of titles that we kind of already saw in kind of other conferences, but for me, those were the kind of noteworthy ones. Look for the full extensive list on the various websites online. Future Game Show. Let's have a look at some highlights for me. Hell Let Loose, July 27th is getting its full launch with next gen consoles coming later this year. I love World War II, World War One based shooters, so anything like that is directly for me. They put the trailer up and they're like, hey Jester, this is just for you. So awesome. What else do we have? To be honest, it's just so much. I'm not much of a PC player, so everyone knows my kind of expertise kind of lie with Xbox and Nintendo, Xbox even more so, but a lot of good games coming out. If you got the time, if you're wondering what what is coming, just have a look at the sort of full lists of what was shown at these events. Um, Only two more to run through then. Capcom E3 Showcase, so we got exactly what they told us we were going to get. There was no surprises, unfortunately. Um, well, actually, maybe one surprise, but we kind of expected it. So the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles come in July 27th. Monster Hunter Rise updates come in June 24th. Monster Hunter Stories come in July 9th, with the Palamute Monstie coming July 15th. And there's a trial on June 25th where your save sort of transfers over, which is always nice. Nintendo are pretty good at doing stuff like that lately, where it's like, look, here's the demo, save transfers over, give it a go. And I think it does benefit them in the long run, because a lot more people get to try the title before making that decision. Oh yeah, I will chip this money in. Resident Evil Village then, so Reverse is coming sometime next month. And then they said, look, more DLC coming this year. Okay. Then finally, the finish to E3 was the Nintendo Direct for E3 2021, and it is a weird one. So they didn't really announce much new. A lot of the stuff they announced or shown was either stuff we already knew about, or it was remasters or collections of old games, or yeah, it was one of those. It probably shouldn't have been graded a good show, but it somehow was. Like, they didn't have much new, but still, it was something good. It was something Nintendo fans wanted, so kudos to them, and hopefully they'll give us more of the newness now later this year and even next year. I think obviously they're struggling with the sort of pandemic just as much as everyone else. Maybe they're holding stuff back just to make sure it's all ready. Bear with. Alrighty then. So a quick little sort of go through what happened in the Nintendo Direct. So the first thing, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character, so Kazuya from Tekken is coming aboard. I think this is one of those where it's like finally a Tekken character has come to Smash, truly making this one of the sort of, I mean, it was already one of the biggest crossovers in gaming history, but my God, this is just, it's getting obscene now. We've got one character left to go, and it's now all bets are off. Who could it possibly be? Hell knows. Then they shown the sort of Life is Strange Remaster Collection in True Colors coming to Nintendo Switch. Um, One sec. Don't know. Kidoki. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the cloud version. It's not the actual game. That's coming October 26th. Worms Rumble coming June 23rd, along with Astria Ascending, which is coming September 30th. 2 Point Campus. I think that was probably the fourth time we've seen 2 Point Campus. Looks awesome. That's coming 2022. Can't wait for that. Kazuya. Everyone else says Kazuya. um, After that, we had Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which looks to be 1, 2, and Deluxe remastered, and that's coming October 5th. Mario Party Superstars coming October 29th, and that's this sort of compilation of some previous titles, compilation of previous boards then from the Nintendo 64 era, including is it Peach's birthday cake and some other stuff that I can't quite remember. That's coming October 29th. That's I think there's over 100 mini games as well. Looks awesome. One of the biggest surprises I think of the entire sort of E3, Metroid Dread got announced. It's the new 2D Metroid game taking place after Metroid Fusion. That's coming October 10th. October 8th, not 10th. 10th is the month, 8th was the date. Um, yeah, well, that just lost my trail of thought then. So, yeah, October 8th for Metroid Dread. It looks awesome. They kind of said, look, we are working on Metroid Prime, but that's still being worked on. This is something we've got more coming soon. We had Just Dance 2022 coming November 4th. Cruising Blast got shown then, coming later this year. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and a new Power Awakened set in September 24th, I believe. What have we got? Oh, they won't listen to how it's pronounced when it was revealed. Maybe I'll have a look. Mario Golf Super Rush coming June 25th. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin on July 9th. Along with the demo coming on the 25th with the save transfers over. That's awesome. We had a new surprise then, WarioWare Get It Together coming September 10th. Always good to have some WarioWare goodness. It's basically a party games that you can enjoy with a friend. Shin Megami Tensei 5, official release date November 12th. Pre-orders beginning 21st of June. One of my personal favourite announcements when I saw the logo come up, and I will get it up right now actually. That sounded wrong. But yeah, Danganronpa. So one of my favorite series of all time. It's finally coming in Nintendo Switch, and it's coming in a compilation form. So the first three games, the first three main games, 1, 2, and V3, Kill in Harmony, as well as a party game based on the board game, which was like a special thing from the third game. They've expanded on it and made it its own thing. That's coming later this year. Highly sort of looking forward to anticipating that one. Back to my list. After that, then we had Project Zero, Maiden of Blackwater, also coming later this year. If I had to guess, that's an October game if I've ever seen one. Doom Eternal DLC was out that day, so June 15th. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 coming June 25th, and Strange Brigade coming also that day. We then had Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, a little bit of a trailer. Basically most of what we saw anyway, but a couple of extra bits. That's coming 2022. Another surprise from Nintendo then, Advance Wars 1 and 2 getting a little bit of a remaster in the form of Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, and that's coming December 3rd. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Wave 1 coming June 18th. Another look at Skyward Sword coming next month in July. Game & Watch Zelda Edition coming later this year, November 12th I think it was. And then the sort of last thing here is another look at Breath of the Wild 2 with a stunning trailer. We still don't know really too much about it. We still don't have the name of the game, but then they finished up with come in 2022, or at least that's what they're targeting. Hopefully that is going to be on track, but time will tell. And that was E3 2021 in a nutshell. So if you're interested, I advise probably taking a look at all these conferences, seeing if anything.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you?
Do you mind? Siri trying to get involved in the podcast here. It's my show, not yours. That And once again, trailer thought absolutely gone. But yeah, take a look, see if anything takes your fancy. There's a lot of stuff that was crammed into this like 5 day space. Um, Something for everyone, definitely. So that's it for the what's new. Um, there's probably a bunch of other stuff that I kind of missed, but because the E3 segment was so long, I'm kind of just going to leave it there for this week and move on to the two topics that I've got. And the two topics, they're kind of the same. So, topic one, most anticipated titles of 2021, and then next up, most anticipated titles for 2022 and beyond. Right, bear with whilst I just alter some stuff and have a drink. Okie dokie. So, topic one, most anticipated titles for 2021. So I'm just looking at the sort of release calendar now for the next few months, and I've got 5 titles that I've kind of picked as said, look, these are the ones that I'm absolutely most anticipating now for the rest of this year. A lot of them are the same kind of genre shooters, but that's where my kind of speciality is anyway. I don't think there's much in terms of JRPGs sort of most anticipated, other than maybe Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm really looking forward to that, but it's a wild card for me. Never played the series before, so we'll see how I fare with it. Other than that, then we've got Battlefield 2042. So Battlefield is one of my favorite franchises. Um, they just know how to sort of deliver on large scale all out warfare. Um, yeah, nothing more I can really say other than that. It's going to be massive once more. Over 120 players. This is going to be the game where I'm playing. I'm like, whoa, this feels immersive, and I just want to see more now. To be honest, that's all I want to do. It's coming October 22nd, and that will probably be my life for a couple of weeks. After that, then we have Back for Blood coming October 12th. Now, Left 4 Dead was one of my all-time favorite series. The amount of hours I've plowed into it, the sort of memories I've made with friends playing it, particularly sort of Left 4 Dead 2 with the mods. My favorite being the Helm's Deep survival mod, trying to survive as long as you can in a sort of recreation of Helm's Deep from the Lord of the Rings. Just one of my all-time favorite gaming memories. And with Back for Blood coming, it kind of reignites those kind of nostalgia feelings. I just can't wait to jump in. Rainbow Six Extraction, then that's another one where it's like, it's a wild card one. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not maybe fully sold, but I kind of am. I know how that sounds. It doesn't sound right, but yeah, looking forward to it. Rainbow Six Operators teaming together, not to fight each other, but to fight this sort of alien parasite threat. Looks very interesting. The gameplay looks very much like Rainbow Six Siege. You got all your tactics, your gear, your equipment, your specialities, all that kind of stuff, and it looks like you've got to be proper tactical and stealth about how to accomplish certain objectives and missions. That's one that I'm. It's more. I want to play this with my friends. That's the key one where I'm like, look, let's jump in together with my mates and see if we can d- deliver the mission. Cannot wait. Three players. Now, I like the fact there's only 3 players. I think, any more than that, and you do get this maybe OP-ness. This kind of limits you. Said, look, you can only take 3 operators. Make your choices carefully, because I think the choices will matter in some aspects, because you'll have to have certain ways of going about certain missions. The key one as well for me about Rainbow Six is if you lose one of your operators, that's it. You can't play as them anymore until you get them back. So that would be interesting. And then the final two are two Xbox Game Studios titles. First one being Forza Horizon 5. Absolutely just whoa! It blew me away. It really did um, deliver in terms of showing this gorgeous open world Mexico in all its grandeur, and hopefully it'll deliver in terms of its gameplay, which it's Forza Horizon, of course it will. Playground Games is one of the highest rated studios of this generation and last generation, and they know how to deliver. It's just there. And the key thing that kind of topped it off for me was the kind of level builders and like party aspects then, whereas like you can just jump in all these wacky races. Um, and I've wanted something like that for a long time. I love GTA Online races, and this looks more of that, basically. Um, so yeah, eagerly anticipating November 9th for that. The final sort of most anticipated title for me for this year, Halo Infinite, hands down. It so Halo 3, in terms of what has been some of your most favorite gaming memories, Halo 3 multiplayer was it. And not just maybe not just the multiplayer, ODST as well. That sort of added to the world for me. That was fantastic. The Halo 3 Forge, that was. I spent so much time just. I never really got anywhere with it. That was the funny thing. I spent so much time in Halo 3 Forge just creating random bullshit. I never really created these awesome maps, but I played a ton of them or what other people created. Um, um, and then just the multiplayer suite in general. So Halo's one of those shooters. It's a more kind of floaty, arcadey feel in uh, terms of a video game. Halo is a video game. Like it just feels arcadey and satisfying with all its sounds and ravu. When we had the trailer last year for Halo Infinite, and it was like the sound of the suit um, sort of coming online, shielding up, like I had chills. Everything about Halo, it just delivers on this kind of surreal um, atmosphere, and I can't wait. The campaign trailer looked fire. More about this sort of deep look at Cortana and well, an adventure to maybe save Cortana, something like that. But when Chief delivers that line, the missions change. They always do, and I was just like, yep, yep. Oh, I almost crying. Um, I think that would be a special one. I hope 343 can deliver because this may just be their last shot. Um, yeah, I'll find out about Halo 5, I guess, hopefully over the coming months now, because I need to play and complete Reach 4 and 5. Okie dokie. So that's it for my 2021 most anticipated. Just going to take another drink. So, my most anticipated titles for 2022 and beyond. A complete mix, but most of which are Xbox exclusives because I mean, literally, I can't wait for most of the sort of game lineup now. But yeah, just going to run through Final Fantasy 16, easily my most anticipated, just of any other title, regardless of year or platform. Final Fantasy 16, just cannot wait. We had that first little look. I chomping at the bit. I want to see more. Final Fantasy 15 was fantastic. Final Fantasy 7 Remake was utterly outstanding. And I just need that next bit of Final Fantasy in my life already. Just give it to me. Square Enix, give it to me now, straight to the veins. That's all up there, all up my white pasty arm. Go. Starfield, 11/11/22. My God, do I believe they'll stick to that date? No, I do not. But still, can't wait for that. The next game from the studios that brought us Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Of course, I want Starfield, and of course, I want it right now. It's it's interesting. I'm still kind of like, but what are we doing? What is game? And hopefully, they deliver like Bethesda Game Studios always bloody do. Fallout 76 wasn't for everyone. I really enjoyed it, so see how it goes. Another one that I think probably not a lot of people would guess that is one of my most anticipated. In fact, if you told me 5 years ago that this would be one of my most anticipated, I probably wouldn't believe you. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. My God. So this one, this is more of a deep cut for me. It takes me back to the days where, um, so when Stalker 1 was released, my brother and my dad would play this game to no end. They absolutely loved Stalker, and I kind of watched it from afar. I was too young at the time to kind of get into these sort of realistic kind of shooters. It went beyond my head, and this is one of those where I sort of saw the initial trailer and I was like, yeah, can't wait for that. Absolutely need it. This looks like something um, that my brother would also enjoy. So I sent him the link straight away. Um, yeah, Stalker 2 coming to Xbox Game Pass, and that's the thing. So whether or not I'll get on with Stalker 2, fuck knows. But because it's on Game Pass, I at least get that opportunity to try it out. And as the magic of Game Pass is offering up all these avenues for players to play games and try and find what their next favorite game is going to be. After that, then we have the sort of list that probably most people could expect I'm waiting for. I mean, it's not technically free gaming, it's a subscription, and a damn good subscription at that. Next up, Hellblade 2, perhaps my second most anticipated game of anything at the moment. So, Senua's Saga. We had a brief kind of behind the scenes look during the extended showcase, and I absolutely can't wait. So Ninja Theory, they they just know how to build this deep, meaningful, immersive world filled with fleshed out characters, and not perfect characters, that they're flawed characters, and that's the beauty behind it because you go on this journey with them. Hellblade 2, absolutely can't wait, and obviously come to Game Pass, awesome. After that, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. So I only recently played Breath of the Wild 1 um, towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. Absolutely outstanding, loved it, can't wait to play more of it. I played Age of Calamity then for Hyrule Warriors, absolutely outstanding, loved it. I just need more of that world. And the trailer during the Nintendo Direct was stunning. After that, we got God of War Ragnarok. Ragnarok is, of course, not official yet, but we all assume it's going to be called God of War Ragnarok or God of War 2, whatever. That was delayed to 2022. Eagerly uh, looking forward to that game. The first one was awesome. One of my game of the years of 2018. Was it 2018? 2019? I want to say 2018. Who knows? Um, Looking forward to see what the next chapter kind of brings. We have Redfall coming summer 2022. The Arcane team, always known for their awesome games. Games I've not played yet. They are in my sort of backlog, Prey and Dishonored and what have you. But this one, it looks like this. It looks what I want. This immersive shooter. So the way he described it was an open world immersive shooter You can play on your own or with your friends, and you can bet your fucking ass I'll be playing with my friends, like a drag in the chat. That's yes, so that's coming to Xbox Game Pass Summer 2022. We have Avowed. Avowed is probably my third most anticipated currently of all time. Obsidian can do no wrong in my opinion. They've delivered time and time again in awesome epic RPGs, and Avowed looks to be the next in that kind of lineage. Cannot wait. It's a fantasy setting. Just yes, give it to me right now. Another game from Obsidian, The Outer Worlds 2. Like I said, I'm a massive Obsidian fan, one of the biggest that I know. Um, Anything they do, I'm just like, yeah, give it to me. Grounded wasn't. I think I can't wait to go back to Grounded when it's more fully fleshed out with a story and completed, and then I'll see how that goes. But Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed, my god, fantastic! Cannot wait. One of those. So I know nothing of this series really, other than a name, Joanne Dark, and I'm talking about Perfect Dark. So Perfect Dark is getting a new game, whether it's a reboot or not sure. That's coming from the initiative team down at Santa Monica. Xbox Game Studios are bringing Perfect Dark back to life. Who knows what kind of form that'll take? But we saw that little glimpse at the Game Awards of 2020, I think. Um, Eagerly looking forward to that one. A new sort of shooter that they can add to their um, roster of iconic shooters, as Phil Spencer kind of put it, alongside the likes of Wolfenstein, Doom, Gears of War, Halo. I think he'll be right at home. Cannot wait. And then last on my list for my most anticipated games of 2022 and beyond, I mean, Josh will know uh, what I mean when I say Payday 3. Like, literally, Payday 2, one of my probably most played games of all time. I've put hundreds of hours into Payday 2 across console and PC. This is the game where, so I don't play it alone, it's just too boring alone. Play it with friends. This is the one where you talk about favorite gaming memories and moments. Payday 3 has easily delivered some of these. Fantastic sort of setting and premise. Four four guys, all girls, and you're heisting. That's literally it. You rob banks, you rob jewelry stores, whatever it is. You just jump in with your friends, trying to communicate, maybe be a bit stealthy. Sometimes you can just run and gun it. Loads of different ways to complete the missions, and that's the kind of gameplay I love, is tactical based gameplay. It's why I'm so heavy on Siege lately, and why if I was a game developer, I'd be making a SWAT game right now. But yes, Payday VR. I do need to give that a try out. I think I've got it downloaded somewhere. But yeah, Payday 3 rounds out the list so of my most anticipated. So for this year, Battlefield 2042, Back for Blood, Rainbow Six Extraction, Halo Infinite, and Forza Horizon 5. And then for 2022 and beyond, Final Fantasy 16, Starfield, Stalker 2, Hellblade 2, Breath of the Wild 2, God of War 2, Redfall, Avowed, The Outer Worlds 2, Perfect Dark, and Payday 3. Literally, gaming as I feel like we say this constantly, but gaming has never looked so bright for the future. A lot of good stuff coming, and I guess we just gotta play the games, make time for the games, maybe quit our jobs. Who knows? But yeah, don't quit your jobs. Not unless you have something lined up, of course. You need the money to play the games. But then, if you've got a job, You don't have time to play the games. My God, crazy. Yes. So the one sort of big, I guess, wonder currently for gaming in 2021 is Call of Duty. Where's it at? What's happening with it? When's it coming out? We know Sledgehammer Games is making it, but I think we just need to find out now what official form it takes. Um, it seems a bit late that they haven't announced anything, but it is on the horizon by the looks of it. Um, Thank you all for tuning in. I think I'll leave it there. So I've run through E3 2021, gone through the sort of most anticipated titles for the rest of this year and for 2022 and beyond. Now I'll have a sort of look through the next couple of weeks. So we'll have a bunch of different topics. I think next week I'll run through the Xbox Game Studios lineup, Bethesda Studios, and sort of give my kind of thoughts and rundown on what I think each studio is going to maybe deliver, what they're working on, and just in general how Xbox has gone from this sort of five studio team to 23 studios. Insane. The future has never looked so bright for gaming. Check your PMs after stream. I will. I will. Peace, love, and hugs, Eagle. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope to see you all next week. Sundays, 8 p.m. The Jester Says podcast returns every week, hopefully. So, take care and good night. Maybe not good night. Take care and go play some games.